Hey, what is up, all you beautiful people? I'm finally back with more content. I know it's been a while since I've done anything. I've been really busy with school and stuff, but I'm gonna be trying to get back into making videos and streaming. So, hope you guys enjoy. I feel like this video should be pretty useful to a lot of people. I know that a lot of people are just stuck using BADLION client because they don't know how to work Forge, but Forge gives you so much more opportunities than BADLION. So, enjoy. There should be timestamps in the description for all the different mods, and also chapters in the video, so you can find whatever you need. Enjoy. This first set of mods will be for Skyblock specific mods, so these are mods that only apply to Skyblock. They contain features made specifically for Skyblock, so they're all very useful for you Skyblock players, and let's get right into it. So the first mod I'm going to showcase would be Skyblock Addons. Now, this mod's been around forever, so most people should know what this is. It's a mod by Biscuit. It's very useful. It's pretty. You need it if you want to play Skyblock. So the command to access the settings is /SBA. It'll bring up this menu. There are a ton of different features in it. Too much to go through now, but you can just look through. Most of them are self-explanatory, and they give more information about it. Also to highlight the main things. So you see the custom health and mana that I have. That's from Skyblock Addons. And then the speed percentage and the defense and stuff in the bottom right and left. That's from Skyblock Addons. If you look in the top right, there's a Dark Auction countdown and a Magma Boss countdown. I don't really know why I have the Magma Boss sound, but those are from Skyblock Addons. Some other things it does, if I go to /warp-drag, you can see there is a Zealot counter for all you Zealot grinders. And in the top, there is a Golem Boss GUI, so that'll help you if you're hunting Golem Bosses. It tells you the stage that it's in and how many Zealots you contribute, so you know if you're going to get the full rewards. So, the link to all these mods will be down in the description if you want to download them. Once again, you just use /SBA, open up the config, you can just mess around with settings, move your stuff around, and then, yeah. Now, the next mod I'm going to show you guys is a mod called NEU, or None Enough Updates. This mod is extremely useful, and I really don't feel like it gets enough attention. So, once you install this mod, all you need to do to find the settings is open your inventory, and you'll see this sort of search bar down at the bottom. You're just going to hit the little settings wheel, and that'll open up all the different settings. Now, there's too many different features for me to go over in this video, but just some of the main ones. There is a dungeon map, which is really, really useful. I'll show some screenshots from inside of a dungeon so you can see what that looks like. Going on with dungeons, there's also a dungeon profit calculator for the chests, so you don't have to be asking your friends, oh, how much does a Shadow Assassin helmet cost? It'll just tell you if the chest is profit, so you're not wasting money. And also there is a not enough item style search panel for all the different Skyblock items. So this is really useful just to look up different items. So you can see the price of Fairy's Fedora, the lowest bin is 9,000 coins. And another really, really cool feature in this mod is if you right click on anything in the search panel, it'll render the actual forum page in Minecraft. So it gives you a whole bunch of different information on the item, so you never have to leave Minecraft. You can just get all the information you need in Minecraft. Going on, there's also custom overlays for different items. So like for the dungeon cracked bricks and dungeons and the bats and chests and all different stuff in dungeons, you can have an overlay so that they look different colors. For like, your fishing rod, you can have it for like the entire tree when you're using a tree capitator. They're just all really useful features that you don't really think about, but NEU has. So definitely a really good mod. I definitely recommend you check it out. Alrighty guys, the next mod I'm going to be showing you guys is a mod called Danker Skyblock mod. Now this mod is really unknown. You've probably never heard of it, but it has some really useful features that other mods just don't offer. So once you install this mod, to access settings, you're going to do /DSM, and it'll pull up this little GUI. So the first feature in this mod that I really like is it gives you a display for different grinds in Skyblock. So for all your different slayers, it'll give you a display on the side that shows you all the different drops you got and the times that you've got in RNG. And they also have it for fishing in the winter, the festival, and the spooky fishing, which is a new feature they added. It also has it for all the different dungeon floors. So that's a really useful feature just for tracking the different drops you've gotten.
It also allows you to set a Slayer quest, so if you're grinding a certain Slayer, it won't let you start a different quest, so you don't accidentally do the wrong one. Another really useful feature is it has puzzle solvers for dungeons, so it'll solve the riddle, the trivia, the blaze, and the creeper room. So I don't use the blaze and the riddle because I have a different mod that we'll talk about later for those two, but the trivia and the creeper solver are both really useful. I don't really know what this is, so just ignore that. There is also a dungeon timer, so this will display the different time it took you to get to the blood room and stuff in dungeons. You can see all different other features, they're all pretty self-explanatory. It can find the correct livid for 4.5, which is really useful. And yeah, so this is just another small mod. One thing, when you do install the mod, you can do /d help to see all the different commands if you don't want to use the GUI, but you have to do /set key and then input your API key. So make sure you do that when you get the mod, or else some features might not work. And then another thing you want to do is do /import fishing, and this will import your fishing stats. So if you use the fishing display, it will update with the stats that you've already done, so you're not just starting at 0. So yeah, that's Danker Skyblock mod, a really, really useful mod. I definitely recommend you guys get it. So yeah.
The next mod I'm going to showcase is a smaller mod. It doesn't have quite as many features as the previous mod, but it still has a couple useful things, and this mod is Skypixel. So the command for Skypixel is just /Skypixel. It'll open up this menu. So the main feature of this mod is the custom enchant menu. So it basically makes it so that you get the vanilla enchant menu in Skyblock. It's really useful if you're grinding towards enchanting 50. It just makes it a lot simpler. But it also adds, you can show anvil uses. I don't use this personally as it's kind of glitchy, and there's other mods that show anvil uses. But it can show item tier. So for example, if I look at these healing 8 potions, you can see that it just shows in the corner what level it is, which just makes it easier to see. It works for minions and like perfect tier 12, so it just makes it easier to see those. And then these last 4 are all just like bug fixes in vanilla and Hypixel. So these I just leave on. They just make the game work better. So Skypixel definitely might want to install, and especially if you're grinding to enchanting 50, it'll make your life a whole lot easier. Now the next two mods that I'm going to showcase are part of a special mod that lets you import a lot of different types of mods and just like host them, and that's called chat triggers. So what you're going to want to do is head over to the link in the description. It should be chattriggers.com. You're going to download chat triggers, put it in your mods folder, and then you're going to download, there are 2 different modules that I recommend you use. The first is going to be DungeonUtilties. This is a really useful dungeon mod. The command is going to be /dungeon. This will open up the different settings. So the big thing in this mod is it adds a dungeon map. So it will display the map that you get in dungeons on your screen, so you don't have to be constantly flicking over to that. But it adds a whole bunch of different useful stuff. It adds blaze solver, so it'll show the highest and lowest HP blaze. It adds a party kicker, so you can kick people if you like only want healers or mages. It adds a riddle solver, so the 3-person riddle in dungeons, it'll give you the solution. It can notify you when someone's on low health if you're a healer. It can make people glow through walls, and you can also do a loot tracker, although I prefer to use Danker Skyblock mod just because this isn't as updated as much. So that is DungeonUtilties. And so I will put, in order to access any chat triggers mod, you're going to need to do CT import and then a special command. So I will put the command, but for DungeonUtilties it's CT import DungeonUtilties. I will put that in the description. It's also on the DungeonUtilties webpage. The other mod I recommend you use, or chat trigger, is Skyblock Commands. So what Skyblock Commands does, if you go into your controls, it adds a whole bunch of commands for pretty much everything in Skyblock. So for the auction house, bazaar, for all your different menus, personally I use the ender chest and the wardrobe, so I have those set to V and G. And something that's really, really useful is the different warps. So if you want to warp to Dungeon Hub, Private Island, any different warp, you can just have them bound to a mouse button. So you don't have to type in /warp Dungeon Hub. I actually have it set bound to a button on my mouse. So you can just hit a button and warp there. So that's a really useful mod. You can just hit V, open your ender chest, see all your different stuff. So it's a really, really good mod. easy to install. You just do /CT import. You don't have to download anything for Skyblock Commands. So yeah, definitely recommend you import those. There's a whole bunch of different modules on chat triggers for Skyblock, so you can just browse the web page and download whatever you want. Now this next set of mods will be mods that are just, they sort of help the Minecraft experience. They aren't specifically for Skyblock, but they are just great quality of life improvements, and they'll help you even out Sky to Skyblock and PvP and other Minecraft. So definitely worth installing. Let's get right into them. Now for this next mod, there isn't really anything to show in game. It doesn't have any overly noticeable changes, but this mod is Patcher by Skyer. It is a mod that fixes a bunch of vanilla bugs, and it also improves performance and just adds some quality of life enhancements, as you can see. So you can see all the different features that it has. Does a whole bunch of useful things. It'll help improve your FPS since it has frames plus. So it's definitely worth installing. It's just a really simple mod that everyone should have installed. The next mod I'm going to show you guys is Compact Chat. Now, all this mod does is it makes it so that if there are repeat chat messages, that it will just stack them into the same message rather than filling up your chat bar. So you can see if I use my AOTE here, until I don't have enough mana, it will tell me that I don't have enough mana in chat, but rather than just spamming it, it just stacks it into one simple little message so that your chat bar isn't spammed with the same message. So it's really useful for abilities or if you're in a party with someone who's spamming. So it's just a simple mod, a nice little quality of life fix. Now, the next mod I'm going to show you guys is another great mod. It's very useful for Skyblock. So that mod is Scrollable Tooltips. So, have you ever had it where, so if I just go to the top of the page, and I look at any of these items, you can see that even I'm on large GUI scale, so you can see that you can't see anything. So I can't see any of the enchants on this. If I want it to see it, I have to go into video settings, turn it to small, go back to the AH, and now it's really tiny so you can barely read it. So basically what this mod does is it makes it so that instead of having to change your GI scale every time you want to see something, you can just go AH and you can scroll on the item and you can scroll and see the whole thing, you can read it. And also if you hold shift you can scroll and move it to the side, so if it's blocking something you can move it the other way. So it's really useful. It would be nice if Minecraft had this by default, but once again, somebody had to make a mod for it. Next mod I'm going to talk about is Optifine. Optifine is a mod that almost everyone should know. It helps mods and texture packs work, and it boosts your FPS, so it's just a useful mod, really easy to install. It also gives you a zoom feature, so you can zoom with your mouse. It's just a really useful mod that everyone should have, even if you're just playing vanilla, you might want to have Optifine installed. So I will leave the link. There's a lot of different versions, so finding the right one for your version of Minecraft can be kind of difficult. You're just going to want to hit show all versions and scroll down to 1.8.9 and install the latest version. That'll help you out and make sure that all the mods you want to install work. The next mod I'm going to showcase you guys is a must-have if you have a multiple monitor setup. So that mod is windowed full screen for Minecraft. So basically what this does is it makes it so that Minecraft will still appear as a full screen window, but it'll act like just a normal window. So it makes it so that if you want to alt tab out of Minecraft, if you have multiple monitors, instead of minimizing itself, it'll just sit there and act normally. So this is really a feature that Minecraft should have by default, but there's a mod for it. So now the next mod I'm going to showcase to you guys is Orange's Simple Mods. So this is a collection of a few mods that add some really useful features. So the command for this mod is going to be /simple config, and it'll pull up this little GUI. So you can see it adds a armor status HUD. So if I turn this on, it will show you the different armor that you have on over on the left side. I personally don't use this, but it's there if you ever want to use it. There's also a direction HUD, so it'll show you the direction you're facing. I use a different mod for that. It also has a status effect HUD, so it'll show the different potions and effects you have on, which is useful if you want to do PvP, but not really applicable in Skyblock. And the thing that I use this mod for is toggle sprint, so you can make it so that it'll show you when you're toggle sprinting and automatically turn on toggle sprint when you start. So it just makes it so that you don't have to hold R to sprint, it just automatically makes you sprint, which is really useful. So definitely worth getting, even if you're not playing Skyblock. It'll help you with PvPing and stuff like that. Now, this last set of mods will be mods that you really don't need. They're optional. They're just sort of mods that I enjoy and that you might like too. So I'll show you guys them right now. Now, the next mod I'm going to show you guys is a mod called ChromaHUD. So the command to access the GUI for this mod is /ChromaHUD, and it'll bring you to this page. You won't have anything up. So what you're going to do is you're going to hit New, and then you want to go to Change Items, and then Add Items. And then this is where you're going to add anything that you want to display on your HUD. So you can have your chords, arrow count, potions, anything that you want. So I'll just put your CPS, your FPS, and time in. And you'll go back, and then you can choose if you want it to be highlighted, if you want there to be a shadow for it, the size of your HUD, and then the color of it. So once you have all that ready, you can change the position, so you can move it around and put it anywhere. And then you can hit save and go back. So then you'll have your ChromaHUD. So you can have as many of these like little units as you want, and put different things in them and move them around. So it's just useful. It's very customizable. You can make it any color. It doesn't have to be rainbow. So then, yeah. The next mod I'm going to show you guys is a mod called Keystrokes. So this is the mod that adds the thing you can see in the top right of my screen that shows your keystrokes. The command for this mod is going to be /keystrokes. So it'll open up this GUI. You can turn it on and off, show all your different buttons, and then you can edit you can add custom keys to it. It's all very customizable. And then you can change your colors, fade time, anything you want. In order to move it, you just click and drag it around. So this is a great mod if you're recording or you just like seeing your keys, because who doesn't like seeing their keys go burr. And it also shows your CPS, so you can see how fast you're clicking, you can flex on all your friends. So it's a great mod to have, very customizable, and I would definitely recommend it to anyone playing Skyblock, or even if you aren't playing Skyblock, you like PvP or anything like that. The next mod I'm going to show you guys is a very simple mod. It is called Custom Sky, and pretty much all it does is it gives you a custom sky. So by default, when you install the mod, you will have to go into your controls and you want to bind a key to the custom sky GUI. I have it on minus, and it'll bring this up. So there are 3 different skies that it comes with by default, but also on the download page there will be a tutorial on how to install your own custom skies. You just have to name the files something special and put them in a folder. It's pretty simple. So just one thing, with this mod, it does not actually save what sky you select when you exit Minecraft. So if you're using a mod or a sky other than Custom Sky 1, then you'll have to change it every time you load Minecraft. It's kind of annoying, but it's just something you have to put up with. There hasn't been any updates for this mod in a long time, but it's just something useful to have. You can have a nice, pretty sky. So, yeah. And the last mod I'm going to showcase you guys is a mod that allows you to get a custom crosshair. You guys might have noticed my crosshair here is custom. So by default, the custom crosshair GUI will be bound to the grave key, which is the key right below escape. It has like the little dash and the squiggly on it. So you hit that, it'll pull up this menu, and you can see there's a whole bunch of different customizing you can do with this mod. You can even just turn it off if you want your default crosshair back. So you can just flip through these, look at all the settings, figure it out. There's different crosshair types to see different shapes for it. The main thing I like is dynamic crosshair for bow. So if I pull up my bow here, you can see that when I pull it back, the crosshair expands. So it's useful just so you know exactly when your bow is ready to fire at full force. So it just helps you, customize your game even further, so that way you can have everything just as you like it.
Now that is going to do it for this video. I know it is a pretty long video, but I hope you guys all enjoyed and found it useful. Thank you guys all for watching. If you liked the video, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more Skyblock content. So you guys have a great day.